Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20 years of Call of Duty, and as you can see by this opening shot, this is Black Ops 3, with the iconic man sits down and holds two pistols looking pretty, well, chilled or annoyed, depending on your point of view. But I'm actually really happy because we're now talking about a Call of Duty that I actually love. The past two I've been pretty indifferent about, but this one I really enjoy, this Call of Duty. Which is going to put me off in quite a controversial opinion straight away. But I'm going to get straight into it before I talk too much about the game, because these levels are quite long. This is a much longer Call of Duty than the others, with a lot more to talk about. So we're going to go straight into New World. I was a bit indecisive about whether this level or in Darkness, but I thought that New World kind of shows us what the game's about, similar to that induction level in Advanced Warfare. So we're going to go with New World. And as previously mentioned, this is the first one that I will not do on the hardest difficulty because this game had its own, realistic, where you died in one bullet. And as enjoyable as that challenge is, having played the game twice on that, once in solo and once in co-op, I don't think it'll be the best for the video because I'm just going to struggle with the difficulty massively. So we'll go with Veteran, which is hard enough. And let's begin. There's going to be lots of cutscenes in this one, lots of talking. So I'll shut up for the most part during those. But yeah, let's begin. New World. So an interesting thing to just point out quickly, this has caught me off guard. This game featured safe houses before every level where you could choose your loadout, what abilities you wanted to have, and check your records, and even what your character was going to look like. Now, because I've already played this game, I'm going to have all the ability, I'm going to have everything available, but you do this by completing levels, and, you can do quite a lot with your character. I've gone with the old World War II style, because as somebody who loved classic Call of Duties, that's a bit ODST, that, isn't it? I kind of like the World War II theme, but there's some really cool, outfits you can go with, and you'll see your character in cutscenes and see what he can look like. And you can also choose the gender. Only two, so, not good. But you can see all your medals that you've achieved. So I've got stuff like doing the game on realistic, which I'm not going to shut up about because it's incredible. There's not many people have done that. But as I say, you can choose your loadouts, and there's an incredible variety of customization that you can do here. I've got this one with two main weapons, and they've all got their own attachments, and I can do a load more. So there's so much more to this game going on than the previous ones. But anyway, let's begin the level. You even get a breakdown of the level, what kind of engagement you're going to be using, so what weapons may be best. But let's get right into it. And I'll shut up again because this time I know it's cutscenes. But yeah, we'll go with this. I don't think it matters in this level anyway. I'll go with the Field Ops kit because this is a training level.
Where am I?
It's okay. Calm down. Just relax. You're gonna be fine. You're not smarter than me. Achieved our objectives. Man's always gonna be better than machine. Unfortunately, you sustained life-threatening injuries. You're stable, but you got a long way to go.
Who are you?
It's me, Taylor. I think it's time you woke up, don't you?
Downtown Zurich. Final.
Hey. Still with us? Welcome back.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Do you know what's happening to you?
Am I dreaming?
Well, let's say you are. Why not just go with it, right? After all, you can always wake up. December 12th, 2054, 7:30 a.m. We're on board a private commuter train headed to the Zurich headquarters of the Coalescence Corporation. Our cargo, prototype for the Winslow Accord Neural Network Initiative. At its core, specialized AI software that's capable of rewriting itself in order to interface with any other system in the world. State-of-the-art stuff back in the day. It'd go on to revolutionize a broad range of military and civilian applications. At least, it would have if the train had reached its destination. At 7:31 a.m., a terrorist group detonated an explosive device on board this train. The incident sent back our robotics program several years. You're here to stop it.
This isn't real. It can't be. What is happening to me?
Right now, you're in a medically induced coma being prepped for surgery. You've got a new bit of hardware inside your head. It's called a direct neural interface, or DNI. I've got one too. That's how I'm able to communicate with you. Your DNI is what connects your mind with your new body and the larger world around you. We're connected. All of this is a simulation inside our minds. And you got a long way to go.
RPG!
11:30 a.m., December 11th, 2054. Zurich security forces receive an anonymous tip giving them the location of a hideout the terrorists are using. Unfortunately, the ZSF underestimated the firepower these assholes were packing. They got caught with their pants down, and they took it hard. Outcome? Train go boom. You remember Diaz?
I think so.
Gonna help get you up to speed on some of the cool new shit you can do.
Communication, brother. We all gotta be in sync. Yo, Taylor, you're a fucking dick. He didn't hear shit. If I want to talk to you, the DNI transmits on a closed channel. I don't even have to think about it. But, just so you know, if you ever think about calling Taylor a dick for real, brother, he's gonna mess you up worse than those robots. All right, let's go see if you can do this without
So we
ending
can
up
finally
with
play the
cheese
game.
like those poor bastards.
As you can see, this is what I mean. Lots of cutscenes, lots of stuff happening. I'm just going to change the audio, which I should have done way before. I apologise, I'm not professional. It's already quite down. We'll turn it to 5. I apologise if it's a bit too quiet, but you want to listen to me, right? We'll keep it at 5. So, quite a lot to talk about with this game, and thankfully the levels are long, so that gives me ample time to do that. Now, if you're somebody that watches the content of G-Man Lives or The Axeman, great content creators, by the way, you should check them out, especially if you're into FPSs of any kind, particularly Halo or Call of Duty. You will not have a positive opinion, or you'll be aware of their lack of a positive opinion towards this game. So I know that I'm kind of against the mold with this one, because I really enjoyed this game. This was a Call of Duty that, for me, really surprised me. We'll turn on this DNI and talk about that in a minute, but I'll carry on with my point for now. This was the first Call of Duty I didn't... well, I said I didn't buy Advanced Warfare, because there was very little interest, but I was always behind Treyarch games, and I remember being distinctly quite, you know... I said that I would buy this game for zombies, because I was a big zombie man back at the time. And then the first trailer came out for zombies, and I just thought it looked absolutely awful. And that made the moment for me where I was like, well, I'm not going to buy this game. It doesn't seem to be worth it. You know, the multiplayer, the zombie map in question didn't pique my interest at all. Much to the disappointment of a few friends of mine, because this was, you know, a time in my life where a lot of things were changing. It was my last year in school, and a lot of people said that this was like the last Call of Duty we could all play together and have fun, but I said it didn't look like fun, so I'm just going to leave my Call of Duty memories with good games. Up to Ghosts. But then a few months later, sorry, I should say, a favourite content creator of mine called Surfm17, who, if you know the name, he does games on the hardest difficulty. We did walkthroughs, and I watched his walkthrough of this game, and he was waxing lyrical about it. He said it was phenomenal, a very different, well, not phenomenal, but a different Call of Duty, a bit slower, takes its time, more methodical, and he was talking about how good this realistic mode was. And on the back of that, I went and bought the game for obviously a much reduced price because it was March by then, the following year. March 2016, this came out November 2015. And it really took my storm, and people that know me will know that I really was trying to encourage people who weren't into Call of Duty to play this one, because it really took me by surprise. And there's a lot of content here. This is a much longer campaign because the levels are longer. The story's a bit of a mess, and we can get into that in another video, perhaps not this one, because we've got a lot to talk about in this one. And I'm quite happy to talk about this one because I actually enjoy this one. As I say, the story's a bit of a mess, but in terms of gameplay, you know, it takes its time, not everything's blowing up every 30 seconds, and it's trying to do different things. This Call of Duty is trying to innovate, and not just by adding double jumping that it's seen in Titanfall. I mean, this does have wall running that feels quite janky in comparison to Titanfall, but it's what you're looking at now. This is known as the DNI. This is I think it's called Digital Neural Interface. It did mention it in the cutscene just earlier. But what it does is it kind of changes how the game whole looks. You can see all enemies are pointed out to me. You can see there are areas laid on the map that tell me bad areas, like this one. Just what Diaz said then. And it even tells when enemies are going to shoot me. You'll see a yellow icon, you can see it there. And I can even see where I've been shot. On realistic, I'd be dead by now, by the way. Which makes that a real visceral challenge. It's a lot of fun, that. But in terms of content, you can also play this game 4-player co-op online, or 2-player split screen, and there's even an extra mode where if you finish the game, you can play the whole campaign where all the enemies are zombies. Now, unfortunately, that isn't as good as it potentially sounds. It's a bit of a mess, but if you can get free buddies for it, then there's fun to be had. And it does mix up the campaign order and tries to tell its own little story. But I ain't going to get into story with this game. But these are nothing new, these things I'm on about. This is not something gaming had never seen before. At the end of the day, it's still Call of Duty. I'm still shooting people. And to someone watching, it might not look all that different. But it's incredible what little changes like this can do to the game. I have so much more fun playing this because it felt like Call of Duty, or at least this one, kind of give a shit about trying to be different and trying to show the series is trying to be different, rather than just putting out the same old tack, because for all of Advanced Warfare's improvements, it still played like a Call of Duty game, and not a great one. But there's a lot of people who really deride this campaign. That G-Man Lives content creator I was on about, he put this bottom of his campaign listing. This was before Modern Warfare 3, the new one had just come out. And I couldn't believe it, because for me, this is hardly one of my favourites. It's a middle-of-the-road campaign, but after the last two we got in Ghosts and Advanced Warfare, middle of the road was, for me, not too bad. It does have some blunders, and some pretty big ones, to be honest, for Call of Duty. You know, some of the levels can drag on a bit. But, as I say, in comparison to what we just had, to me, it's far superior. We'll get to showcase some of the abilities later, but I felt like I had to pick this level because this level kind of gives you a good comprehensive look about what the game's going to be like. But this was the first one of this series where I genuinely kind of struggled to think what levels to play, because I really enjoy most of them. I have managed to find ones I want, but you can even see grenades, you know, where that damage radius is going to be. All little cool stuff that helps make the game feel that bit different. It's just a shame the story is a bit of a mess, and the game struggles to give you much context to what you're doing, and I can understand why that kills it for a lot of people. There are some games where that is the case for me. You know, if the game doesn't give me good context to what I'm doing, I really struggle with it, but I don't know, for some reason I don't mind with this one. That should be this area cleared. So we're going to use some abilities here, but if by holding L1 and R1 you can hold your hand like this, and you've got all these cool abilities, because you sort of go through all the surgery, because in the first level you get badly messed up. You have no abilities in the first level, so that's why the first level's pretty good. Plays like a generic Call of Duty.
With these fuckers are easy.
So yeah, we're going to use a drone. We can also use the little tanks.
Hack in. Go see what's on the other side of this wall.
Do I need to do it this way? I can't remember now. How do you do it? I've forgotten. I think the game said then, didn't it? Okay, I'm making a mockery of this. What am I meant to... How do you do it? No, I don't want a gun. This is great content. I was right in the train of my thought and I've completely forgotten what I was doing. Oh, sugar. I've flashed myself. Do I need my abilities? Is that it? Mass paralysis, I don't want that. I want... Hijack. That's probably why. I probably changed it by accident. There we go. Normally when you play the game, that's the only ability you have. That's my fault, I apologise. But I'll talk more about the abilities in like another level. We've got so much to talk about with this one. But yeah, we can do a lot of fun here. But what strikes me with this game is the litany of options you have, not just with your abilities that, again, we'll talk more into, but this game isn't terribly linear. Like, just now, I could have picked a tank instead of using the drone, you know, one of those little mini-tanks. And even if I fail this, I can get out any time and do that and change it. But yeah, it always struck me the hate this campaign got. At least it tried to be different. I'd much rather Call of Duty try and be interesting than simply do a Modern Warfare reboot series again. I don't understand how those have gotten so much praise for really doing nothing new, fundamentally, but then something like this gets derided. And sometimes when that happens, I do think Call of Duty deserves the shit it gets, because I feel like they try and change it and be creative, but then the series, people just shit on it. But who knows, maybe I'm just way off the mark and just not getting it, because I'm well aware that my opinion is not shared on Black Ops 3 by the vast majority. And I don't mean to sound too negative and like at people about that, but, you know, each to their own. And I'm quite hypocritical with it, because Infinite Warfare was similar, and I was right there slagging that game off, until recently when I realised that game's actually quite good. So we're going to crack on here. So you're going to meet each member of your team. That's what this level's doing. And they're each going to show you how you can use your abilities. And big plot twist, you're going to be going up against these guys. These guys are going to be kind of like boss fights through the game. So you get boss fights for like the first time ever in Call of Duty, or I believe is a Call of Duty first. None of them are typically good. They're kind of all every kind of bad trope an FPS boss fight has, kind of all dolled into one, but... And that's what I mean about this game. It does have some shortcomings. So, oh, grenade. Let's throw that back. So this way we can use some of those abilities as we hack into this turret here. You'll notice that the level we're playing right now is set in 2054, which is what we were doing with Advanced Warfare. So you just think right now Mitchell's running around losing his arm. It was quite funny actually, because both games start quite similar. You know, you're losing, you know, limbs, getting badly beaten up. You know, for a series that's all about the power fantasy and being all cool, that doesn't happen too often. Now, the other thing with the ability is they do need time to charge up. You'll see that icon in the bottom right. As soon as that's back, I can start using my stuff again. So here we go. I think that's a turret, it is indeed. Great stuff. And of course, you can use these abilities anytime in the game. And because I've got the max rank on campaign, level 20, I can use all the abilities at once. Makes me quite an unstoppable killing machine. And I would say if you're ever going to play this game on realistic, make sure you have all those set abilities, because they're going to make the game a lot easier and probably a lot more fun. Because realistic can be a massive pain. In fact, it can be downright glitchy at times. And that's what I mean about this game. This game isn't perfect, but I find it vastly more interesting than the two that have come before. There's going to be a lot of this in this game, hacking turrets, and then straight into a cutscene. Yeah, you can see some of the dismemberment we suffered. Pretty brutal.
Deep breath in and tell me what happened.
You'll also notice that our character doesn't have a name, he's simply called Player.
The grunts, I lived it all again. What's happening to me?
Shit. You know how your senses can trigger vivid memories? Make you think of sounds, sights, words from songs. Make you think of stuff you haven't thought of in years. DNI can make that a lot more visceral. Little glitches on your optics, little whispers in your ear. This shit happens. The doctor can straighten it out. You just need to recalibrate your meds. Trust me, you're gonna be fine.
So what now?
Oh, right now, you're gonna interface with that console. As soon as you plug in, you'll be able to extract and process the information in a heartbeat.
Got it. They had a man on the inside at Coalescence.
Date of birth 2022.
Able to supply
Jesus.
them with everything they needed to bypass the security on the train.
The botched assault, man, it took 6 hours for the ZSF to get that information. Outcome? Train go boom. Took you just 6 minutes.
Yeah, it would have been 5 if you hadn't freaked out when you saw those robots.
So what happens now?
Now we go find the son of a bitch.
So interesting concept, this level, and we're going to carry on that theme of looking at looking at what Call of Duty perhaps could have done rather than the campaign they settled for. And it'd have been pretty cool if this game had done, the whole game was like this, where you were going back in time and stopping things from happening, perhaps to safeguard this AI from being made. And then there could have been some twist how you're not actually, the AI's evil. I don't know, like Skynet or something like that. That could be an interesting place to take the game.
Tipped off by his terrorist pals. The mole was ready for him.
I mean, interesting, isn't it, that this first level is very much like the film's Source Code, I believe, where the protagonist has to keep jumping into different bodies to stop a train from blowing up, and this is very similar to how you're jumping into different parts of, like, the time to try and stop this train from blowing up. It's a great way of setting up the world, and it's a shame that the rest of the game didn't follow this way, but this game will get trippy, and I am personally going to make sure you see some of the most trippiest stuff available.
Appreciate it. And that takes time. Time is something we don't always have.
Okay, New Blood. From this point on, the simulation deviates from actual events. Not that it's gonna feel any less real. Use your imagination.
So you'll see just what I mean by different routes I can go. It is quite something. We better take out these robots. Let's just... What abilities have I got? I need to remember the button for this. That's night vision. It's down button. Mass paralysis. Mass shutout. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that wasn't so successful. I'm not sure about that one.
He's gonna get away if you don't pick up the pace.
Alright, game. Stop yelling at me. There we go.
Have line of sight.
But yeah, I could go down. I've got lots of different abilities I can use here. And the nice thing about this level is you can shoot as many civilians as you want. Because it's a simulation, you'll get away with it.
What does that tell you?
He's running scared, not sitting behind a computer.
Oh, I thought I could blow them up.
You're a smart one, New Blood. I'll give you that. Son of a bitch is still moving.
Let's do that one. But yeah, the level way we're going to fight our friend here, Hall, is possibly the most interesting one in the game.
The maglev train.
We're going to get some World War II throwbacks in that level. Try a bit of wall running.
Heading into Old Zurich. Move.
But yeah, anything, even these will kill you in one hit on realistic. It really is like a very hardcore challenge. Thankfully this thing ain't shooting me. Why is it not? There we go, that took a lot of shooting. But I just, while I've got you guys, I just wanted to say big thank you to people that have been watching. I've noticed a bit of a boost in numbers. We've gone up to 40 subscribers. I don't intend to make anything out of YouTube. I very much have a job. But thank you all the same. I really appreciate it. It's nice to know that my content is being viewed by people, and if it's providing you any joy or helping you get through or leave you at some boredom on some days, great stuff. I really appreciate it, guys. I just thought it was worth mentioning because I very much do appreciate it. If you're interested in seeing any other of my content, I would recommend watching my Uncharted 2 playthrough, where I did the whole game on crushing with the trank gun, or where I had to use the trank gun where best I can. And I really recommend that Series 21, so please check that out if you're new to the channel. But for now, let's carry on with Call of Duty. My character can climb some very high walls, by the way, as you notice, so that's cool. But that's another section done with Hall. Fighting robots to showcase that side of things.
Didn't work out so well. I reckon our suspect has about 15 seconds left before he shakes hands with the Grim Reaper. You can't let that happen. Not before you get the information we need.
I don't think he's in any condition to talk.
He doesn't have to. He has a DNI. Buried beneath layers of security protocols, the subject's DNI records cam footage of the user's past experiences. In extreme circumstances, it is possible to extract that information by force. You'll be able to push deep into the subject's memories, their thoughts, even their subconscious. You could learn everything we need to know about the terrorist plans.
I'm sensing a butt coming up somewhere.
You should know. Not only will this procedure be deeply traumatic for the subject, but the associated subconscious interference will leave him brain dead. Dead. Believe me, this is a bad way to go.
Bit of foreshadowing here, nothing particularly deep though.
He's a fucking terrorist.
So they try their best to sort of bring in this DNI, and it is kind of fascinating, but it's all not properly explained to the player, or the world's not particularly well built up. That I will concede about this game.
A few minutes ago, you knew nothing.
And there's nothing that links this game to Black Ops 1 or 2, by the way, unfortunately.
I know where they are.
Perhaps one line of dialogue that you will hear.
Train tunnels to plan their attack.
But you just learned that your DNI took the ZSF weeks to uncover. What do you think I'm gonna say next? Outcome. Train go boom.
Train Go Boom become quite a bit of a meme for this game. Not quite press F to hold respects, or pay respects.
We moved on.
We've got a new section in those said tunnels. We're going to get to some of the anti-personal abilities now, which is some of the cooler abilities. So a lot of fun in this section.
The ZSF finally tracked down the terrorists to this location. For their sake, they really wish they had.
The ZSF are not very good.
Pity. I bet D has 100 that you'd be dead by now.
Funny man, Specialist Peter Moretti. He's gonna help you understand how much of a badass motherfucker you are now. Remember, we still don't have the last piece of the puzzle. How in the hell they got the explosives on board the train?
So we're clear? When this is over, you owe me 100. Back to business. As you know, one of the perks of being Black Ops is having access to the latest in experimental weaponry. Firearms may be your go-to choice for a weapon in a fight. But with DNI, your mind truly is your greatest weapon. Let's do some damage.
So we're going to see some of the cooler abilities here. Normally you get a big LMG here. Because I'm playing this game on this difficulty, it's not going to have some of that stuff, I'm afraid. I've got this though. Now, I'm going to check some of my abilities. we've got a swarm. That's pretty cool. So yeah, these are like the anti-personal abilities. Sends the swarm out to get enemies. Although when you're fighting robots, you've got to stay on the switch with this stuff. When you play the game first time, you'll only be able to use one of these at the same time. We've even got extended camo, which is, there's a lot to like here. There we go, shut him down. I think your teammates are actually quite useful in this game, more so than the generic Call of Duty protagonist. What's this gun? Ah, it's a pretty cool shotgun. Although, not when I'm getting shot from a distance, it's not. What's the dig? Oh, let's have this. This is what I want. Let's have mass overload. Look at this. This is quite a weapon, this.
You got this.
What are robots? I should have selected... Ah, death. Death approaches swiftly. One thing about this game has horrendous checkpoints. The game is really harsh with its checkpoints in this one. It's quite a change, I have to say. You know, from a series that's usually quite generous for the most part. We'll make sure we're more careful this time. I want to pick up a dingo if there's one around again. Because that was very useful.
Not bad, new blood.
Right, let's take him out. And make sure we don't die, because these videos are going to be long enough. Hopefully these ones don't bore you too much, as I say, because they do go on a bit longer. Oh, hack people. Do things. There we go. They should help us.
That's how you get shit done.
Oh, jeez, took some damage then. That's more like it. Oh, that's not. Being stalked by this robot. Moretti did help us then, didn't he? So... Ah, dingo, that's what we want. These are friendly robots. But yeah, no checkpoint and all of that.
You select your loadout. Use these systems to seize the tactical advantage, whatever the opposition.
So yeah, this is the best ability. The only problem with this system is there is one ability that is far superior to the rest, and it's this one. This can just kill enemies immediately. Bang. It's a shame that one stands out like that, but that's a problem many games have. You know, that is the ability that when you're fighting human enemies, you're just going to be using that one. You know, if you want to make the game a little bit more interesting, probably the best thing to do is ignore you have that ability. There we go, look at that. I mean, it's really, it's cool and visceral though. It's kind of hard not to use it, because at least it looks pretty cool. You're holding your hand up like you're a goddamn wizard. And not often you can say that in Call of Duty. But yeah, it does astound me how anybody can rate this lower than, as I say, COD Ghosts. So we got some robots again. Let's select some. Wreak havoc on mobility. Let's do this one. There we go, let's get two friends with us. Man, them robots do not waste time. And they didn't take much time to kill our friends either. But we can do this. There we go. They're friendly now. I hear enemy movement. There it is. Come on, stick your head out. We'll just whack him. So let's resupply. You have these armories where you can choose your loadout at any time. Much appreciated. Have I got a shotgun one? I do not. That's a shame. Let's access this and hack this. There's still a fair bit of this level to go, isn't there? We may hit the hour mark with this one.
Switching to your EV helps whenever you're blind, whether in the dark or in smoke.
So we've got our night vision mode here. This is pretty useful. Oh! That's more like it. Get him murdered. We appear to be getting gassed here. I don't know what's gassing me though. I've hit some kind of gas canister because I'm dying. That's symbol in the bottom left. There we go, we've got breath again.
Hostile bots coming through the wall.
There's Moretti doing cool stuff. That's what he does. Look at these robots go. Although that guy just got taken out. Proper useless. Let's go back to normal mode. That's more like it. I can see now. I won't mind a shotgun. Oh, I'm on fire. Let's have that. Yes, long barrel. We'll take this. We'll need this for the end of the level.
Party ain't over yet. Let's move.
Ammo box. Let's have that.
I got bots moving that rail car. Shred them.
We're going to need some friends for this one. This section I remember being very tough on realistic. You're very much at the hands of your AI teammate doing a decent job. We're going to need... we'll stick with the robot abilities. There we go. That'll help us out a bit. Just distracts those enemies a bit longer. What we got here? Enemies sneaking up. But yeah, you can even go underneath the map like them guys. Your tactical abilities, or your options, sorry, are vastly superior to most Call of Duty games, if I'm honest. Let's take him out. Perhaps we should talk about, to fill this space, talk about some other stuff about 2015 when this game came out. The Assassin's Creed in question was a Syndicate, where the series finally hit London, hit British shores. It was Assassin's Creed that was okay, actually, by all accounts, but the series fatigue had long set in. And it was, in fact, the last Assassin's Creed for 2 years. They actually famously took a break, and many said it's the best thing the series ever did. Many said, you know, it hasn't really had a bad entry since until very recently. You know, it took them 2 years to bring out the next one in Origins, where the series really changed pace. Yeah, I remember that sticking out very, very vividly. We got some of these, like, bloody tank things, haven't we? Talons. But yeah, this Call of Duty was interesting in the fact that it become quite difficult again. It was the first one in a while that felt tough with that realistic mode. The series had become a bit of a joke at this point, you know, for being easy. Let's get some of these guys hacked. There we go. But yeah, realistic, you can spend, like, you know, when you die in one bullet, any section has the ability to become difficult. The same stood for Brutal in Uncharted, where you died in 2 hits. Now, just imagine that if you've played Uncharted. Imagine how difficult it is to stay alive when you can only get hit twice. Let's hold our hand out like a wizard. Oh, good job we were doing that. Is he still friendly? Yeah, he is. Oh, is he? No, it's alright. The area looks clear. This is a great way of seeing if the area is clear. Because obviously enemies will be highlighted if they have the ability to be affected. Oh, get down. No, I might be dead. I can't get prone. Alright, it's coming in close. Like, we can even go invisible if needed. Hold the hand out. Let's wizard this up. The area looks clear. I think we've done it. Link terminated. Does that mean it's evil? Oh, it does. Oh, he's about to change. I didn't realise he did that. Can I have a light up early? There we go. I wondered why we were struggling. Right, I believe that's the end of this section.
What is this place?
This is where it all went down. The computer over there should give us some insight into how they got the explosives on board.
So we're going to get on top of a train in a minute, which is cool. After we hack this. This year you may also have been playing the Uncharted collection, the Nathan Drake collection, which I take sole credit for that coming out, because I remember the year before the Master Chief collection had come out, and the PS4, sorry, if you remember in them early days, had so few games that you could play. I remember saying, why doesn't PlayStation have like a Nathan Drake collection if Halo's got a Master Chief collection? And little did we know 12 months later, that's exactly what happened. It was great to play Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 in 60 FPS with 1080p. That was a big step up. And it didn't have the bloody glitches that Master Chief collection had, which, what a shame.
Ironic? The reality was, the terrorist attacks actually accelerated the development of the Winslow Accord Neural Network Initiative. If it wasn't for the fear of attacks like this one...
So yeah, we're on a train, just like Uncharted 2.
Cyber Soldier program.
It's incredible how graphically superior that Uncharted 2 section is, isn't it? Because this looks all very pretty on PS4, but it's not that Uncharted section, is it? The train itself looks mint, I must say. So, mass paralysis, mass shutout. Target robot will run into a crowd. Let's do that, let's shut out, yeah. You can shoot as many civilians as you want here. And it'll do the trick. Ravaged car, I need to check that. Whoa! The reason I picked the shotgun is because you have to, like, use the shotgun when you play this. Does that, like, kill them? Oh, that's cool. What's that about? How have I died there? What a donut I am. Ravaged car, I don't remember that. Right. I keep getting that button wrong. Mass shutout. I don't mind that. Turns them into crawlers, doesn't it? So... Oh, wow. Oh, that's very cool. You, like, rip out their heart and throw it at them. That's like some Metal Gear Rising shit. Well, it ain't real. So I'm going to shoot civilians for all the times that they've made my life miserable. And all the other Call of Duties. Right. There's still an enemy around here. There he is. Oh! Oh, for God's sake! Right, I need to take this seriously because this is quite difficult. I don't like the mass shot. Let's turn them into friends. The friends works well. We'll use Ravaged Car on this guy if we can. There we go. I love that. That is amazing. How did I not know about that until I played this now? There we go. Turn these guys friendly. That will make my life a hell of a lot easier. How about that? That's brilliant. Oh man, great stuff.
If this shit was real, you'd be killing civs.
Yeah, I keep killing the civs. Well, I think that guy turned evil. Well, Let's keep moving. By the time those guys turn bad, we'll be alright. That should turn them good. Ah, he's turned bad though. That's alright. Let's go. Thank you, friendly robots. Oh, I need cover. But yeah, when you play this on realistic, you are, if you do it first time, you are stuck with a bloody shotgun here, and it is a nightmare. Whoa, get away. Yeah, for all that ability, it's good stuff. It does leave me exposed at times. Man, that's a lot of trees. So the game's going to want me to use a cool ability here. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Concussive wave, it's this one. Let's have a look. Oh, yes. Oh, what's that? Rapid. Oh, that was a cool ability then. At least I can do it. You can't do that on realistic. You just die.
You got hostiles climbing up the sides.
So yeah, at least I knew he was going to turn up this time. Whoa. You robots are not effective enough at times. Seriously. Right, they're going to turn bad pretty soon, aren't they? Yeah, blow up. Go away. I don't need you anymore. You are not friendly to me. Right, let's use this concussive wave again. Right, some kind of... Oh, it worked beautifully that time. Second time's the charm, I guess. Extended camo. We want the Friends one. Friends one's working quite well.
The neural network prototype is in the car right below
Whoa!
you. Shielded by 6 inches of CNC within 3 days.
Help me, robot!
You better pick up the pace.
Right, take you out. I like having robot friends, but they do turn rather quickly. But yeah, let me know what you think of Black Ops 3. You can certainly pick this game up cheap now if you're looking to certainly play Call of Duty. And you can do a hell of a lot worse than recently. Whoa, that's a lot of... That is a lot of robots. But the thing for me was this was like the first Call of Duty that actually felt a bit next-gen. You know, Ghost and Advanced Warfare, there was nothing PS4 or next-gen about them. This one though, yeah, this felt new and cool. Turn as many of these robots good as we can. They don't know where to go, do they? Whoa, you've survived. I think that's it. I think that is the level. But yeah, we showcased quite a lot there. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I think the other levels are just as long, so I hope you enjoy these longer ones.
If I hack it, try to move it, or detach the car, it's gonna blow. It's too much! Even with the computer in my head, there's not enough time!
It's actually very simple.
Wait. This is a maglev train. If I reverse the polarity on just this car...
But yeah, on the other missions, I can talk more about the game. I didn't want to talk about too much in this very first level that we did. Because there's a lot to get through, and these levels are long.
Get off the train. Your DNI might show you all the options, but only you can decide what you're willing to sacrifice. Sometimes, you have to let go.
So here we are, in hospital.
How's our patient?
As good as can be expected.
I expect better. You should know that.
Welcome back. You're being prepped for surgery now. It's gonna be okay. Hendricks wasn't even injured on the mission.
But that's our main buddy for the game, Hendricks. And yeah, he's a madman, because he asked for the surgery anyway to basically have his body cut in half and made into a robot. But yeah, that is the level. I will try to skip this. The game sets up the story here by telling you all the missions you've done as a Black Ops operative with Hendricks.
As I said before, we have no further comment to
And one of the criticisms of this game, you know, that I've watched and seen people say is this game does no effort to world build, and I have to say that is kind of true. It does have this kind of detached feeling because you don't really know the world you're in, and I have to admit that is a major flaw in the gameplay department. But that was the level. As you can see, I can't get any more XP because I've kind of got it all at level 20. But I'm going to stop now, guys, because this all goes on too much. As you see, another safe house where I can choose all my abilities, and there's even training missions you can do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying the 20 years of Call of Duty, and I'll see you for the next one.